What's up, traders? This is Greatness FX. It's weekend, and in this video we're going to be looking at some of the pairs to add to our watch list for the coming week, 20th to 25th of April 2020. Without wasting much of your time, let's get into the chart and see what we've got for the coming week. Now, from our watch list, you can see we still have some running trade, AUD card, GBP card, USD CHF, CHF JPY, and Euro JPY. These are the running trades for last week analysis. Some of the traders hit our take profit, some didn't provide our entry rules, and some hit us out at break even. So these are the running trade we have currently. So at the top here are the pairs I have scanned for the coming week. We have other pairs, but these are the ones I just scanned for the coming week because they are near to providing a possible trade opportunity for us. Now the first pair we have here is the EURUSD. EURUSD. Now this is the weekly time frame, and from here you can see the EURUSD has formed an overextended W formation. And once you see an overextended W formation, the market is expected to push back to the neckline. So this is the neckline of the overextended W formation. This is the neckline. Now we are expecting the market to push from this region to this region. Some people have shorted already from this region, while we are just looking for a short opportunity. Meanwhile, the market can decide to, okay, let me identify here with an horizontal ray. That would be our average take profit if we are to short this pair. And from here, let me quickly show you something. Meanwhile, the market might decide to get to this region and move upward. Why? Because sometimes when the market form an overextended W or M formation, it doesn't come back to retest the neckline because it's overextended. It will respect the structure before the neckline, which is this structure. So we'll be looking for short opportunity if this structure is broken. So what are we going to be doing now? We'll move down to the daily time frame to see what we have. From the daily time frame, you can see the market is close to the structure already, and you can see this structure here is already rejecting the market. It's already rejecting it. Let me make it a bit bigger so you can see what I'm saying. You can see it's already rejecting it. So what are we going to be doing? If the market will break this structure level, that is when we'll be looking for one of our valid entry for a short to this overall target that we got from the weekly. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame to see if this will give us a 1 to 3 risk to reward. Remember, from our swing trade perspective, if we don't have a 1 to 3 risk to reward, then we are not taking any trade. So let's make use of the position, the short position. Let's see if the market will break and retest this region. Let's say we are taking our entry from here. Let's see if we get a 1 to 3. 1 to 3, our stop loss would be somewhere here. No, we didn't get a 1 to 3. We are getting a 1 to 2.42 risk to reward. So we cannot take this trade for the week. What are we going to be doing since we cannot take this trade? We'll be monitoring the pair for a long opportunity. If the market will reverse from this zone it is currently, these zones that we have identified from the weekly time frame, that we said once an overextended W is formed, sometimes the market doesn't come back to retest the neckline, which is this region. So if the market respects this region, we will now be looking for a long opportunity. But however, if the market breaks this region, we will not look for any trade opportunity because the risk to reward we are getting is very small. It's not worth risking our money. The next pair we are adding to our watch list. Okay, let's flag this. Now the next pair is AUDNZD. For AUDNZD, from the weekly time frame, you can see the market formed at M formation. You can see it came down, and what were we expecting? We were expecting the market to go back to retest this region, which is the neckline of the M formation. And you can see the market has almost retested it. Okay, let's say it retested it, and let's say it retested it and got rejected. You can see the rejection from this candle. You can see the wick and got rejected, which also bring about this rejection from this region, triple rejection. It was rejected twice here, and now the candle closed below this region. So what are we expecting? We are expecting the market to push downward, but from this weekly time frame, there was no structure where we'll identify our take profit. So we'll move down to the daily time frame to identify our take profit. Mind you, this is about to form a head and shoulder pattern. You can see these are a push upward, a fake breakout, another push upward. We expect the market to come and form the right shoulder to give us an inverted head and shoulder, which is a sign that the market is about to change the trend. So what are we going to be doing? Even if we are to look for a short opportunity, we are only looking for a short opportunity from, let me make use of arrows, from this region down to this region. This is where our take profit is going to be, so as not to go against the pattern that was formed. So let's see what we have from the daily perspective. Good. This is where I wanted to identify for you from the daily perspective that our take profit should be somewhere here, the structure level. Since there was no structure from the weekly, we are definitely going to get the structure from the daily, and this was the structure I wanted to identify for you, and you can see our take profit aligned perfectly with that. So if the rules of our entry are satisfied, we'll be looking for a short opportunity from this region down to our take profit here to see if we'll get a 1 to 3 risk to reward. Let's see if we'll get a 1 to 3. Okay, we got a 1 to 4 risk to reward. Let's see what we have here. Yes, we got a 1 to 4 risk to reward. Perfectly. We'll be looking for short opportunity from this pair if the rules of our entry are satisfied. So which other pair do we have in our watch list? Let's flag this so we can know we have added this to our watch list. Now for EURUSD, from the weekly time frame, the market formed an overextended W formation, and normally it was supposed to come down to retest the neckline, which I already told you about. It was supposed to come down to retest this neckline, but anytime a market form an overextended W or M formation, sometimes it does not come down to retest the neckline. Rather, it will respect the structure before the neckline, and this is structure before the neckline. The market can as well respect this area before coming down to this region. So we'll be looking for a short opportunity here down to this area as our take profit, from here to this area as our take profit. So what do we have from the daily time frame? From the daily, the market, one thing I forgot to tell you, if you check from the weekly, the market is about to form an M formation, an M pattern. This is an impulse correction, another impulse. The next move will be a full move to the downside, which will show better from the daily time frame. You can see it's about to form the M pattern. Once the M pattern is formed, we'll be looking for a short opportunity to the downside, Let's see if we'll get, let's say from this region we'll get a 1-2. Okay, let's go to the 4 hour time frame where we take our entries from. Okay, if we were to take our entry from here down to this point, you can see we've got, okay, a 1 to 4 risks to reward. 1 to 4 risks to reward. This is a nice trade as well. We'll be adding this to our watch list. We'll be looking for short opportunity if the rules of our strategy are satisfied. This is a massive trade. 1 to 4 risks to reward, 431. So the next pair in our watch list is AUDUSD. AUDUSD. For AUDUSD, let's start from the weekly time frame. From the weekly time frame, you can see the market has formed a W formation. This is a W formation, W pattern, and what are we expecting? We're expecting the market to come down to retest this neckline before moving upwards. So this is where we'll be looking out for a long opportunity. The market broke above it and is supposed to retest it. And this area you see from here serves as resistance. Once the market broke above it, another point rejected it, which is this resistance. The market is supposed to come down to retest this neckline before moving with an impulsive pattern again. So let's see the W formation clearer from the daily time frame. Now this is the W formation I just talked about. From the daily, you can see the W formation is formed. We are expecting the market to come down to hit this neckline before looking for one of our entry to the upside. Our target will be taken from the weekly time frame. We'll take our target from this region. This is going to be our target, because once it gets here, it might react to that area to form a double top. So if we go on the 4 hour time frame where we take our entries from, if any rule of our strategy is satisfied, we'll take a nice long to the upside with a good risk to reward. Let's see what we'll have. We'll take a nice long to the upside from here. We'll have at least a 1 to we have a 1 to 8 risk to reward. This is a 1 to 8 risk to reward. This is a massive trade. If any of our rule is satisfied, we take this trade to the upside to get this massive risk to reward. And finally, the last pair on our watch list is EURGBP span. This was one of the pair we had in our watch list last week. It didn't give us any of our entry rules, so we didn't trade it. And what were we looking for last week? We were waiting for the market to come down to retest this region as support again before looking for a long opportunity. And as you can see, throughout last week, all the market was doing was to come down to retest this region, and it has retested it. So what are we going to be doing this week now? We'll be looking for a long opportunity to the upside from this region, and our target will be this structure level. So if the rules of our strategy are satisfied, we will take one of our valid entry from the 4 hour time frame to the upside to see what we've got. This is going to give us a good risk to reward. Let's see. Let's adjust our stop loss. It's going to give us a 1 to 4 risk to reward. Yes, a 1 to 4 points. Let's see what we have. 4.81 risk to reward, almost a 5 reward, almost a 1 to 5 risk to reward. So these are the pairs we have in our watch list for this week. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel so you can get the weekly forex forecast and some educational topics I'll be publishing this week. And also your weekly forex question and answers. You can bring weekly forex question and answer to me from Monday to Thursday, and all the answer will be uploaded here in video format for you to watch